So I got an appointment this morning for Energize IT. There's a company that he had his eye on that he wanted me to follow up with and set a meeting up with their, internal staff. They've got about 150 users. He used to do work for him years ago, so it was a client-provided lead, but it had been a long time since he had talked to him, so it was almost like starting all over. I had to touch on some things to kind of get the conversation back going so that they knew who I was, and then we were able to get something on the calendar. It's going to be a screen share for an hour-long Zoom. That's what they were wanting. And really she just was like, yeah, I'd love to see what he's doing now, that he's got his own company, and see if we could fit you in, to be kind of a resource. So it's a good starting conversation. He's got a lot of ammo in his pocket as far as how he thinks he could help, because he understands their environment very well. So I think it'll prove to be a pretty beneficial conversation. I'm going to be here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so I set an appointment for my client in Milwaukee earlier today. It's 50 users, fully managed. It is with the administrator over there. They work with one of our competitors currently that my client knows the ins and outs of, fairly well. But they're fed up with them. The response time is apparently garbage. So it's in person. My owner's going to go out there and meet with them, just kind of see what's going on. It's right in his wheelhouse as far as clients go, and what he's looking for out of, what we provide as far as sales goes. And they've got, legitimate pain, and they're, ready to make a move. So it should be really good.
Basically, I first called these guys and bounced around a bunch of different locations. It's a car dealership. And eventually they kept pointing me in the direction of this guy named Brian, and he's like an IT director. And so I was a little bit skeptical about it at first, but he told me that he's the one that's like purchased vendors for like boots on the ground situations before. So I kind of just did my pitch towards him, and that's who the meeting's with. But basically he has over 1,000 devices. They have 40 plus locations. They have roughly 150 users at this certain location that is local to where my client is at. And he hires vendors for on-site support and response time and help desk and stuff along those lines. And so he would be interested in seeing basically what kind of deal he could get for like labor hours and on-site support from Gerard. So we set up, it's a virtual meeting because he's actually located about 4 or 5 hours from my guy. So he's just going to give him a phone call, see if there's something there, and hopefully so, because they got over 1,000 users nationwide.